Hello, I'm Julia Cordova. Thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel and liking my videos. I really appreciate it. I had an epic week last week, guys. I shorted Tesla and made money. What? So weird. All right, let's just jump right into charts. Are you ready? Okay. Here we go. So let's start off by looking at ES weekly futures or SPX weekly futures. So last week we just touched this line the week before last, and I was a little bit concerned. I was like, ruh-roh, what if it gaps up and then, just and then goes forward. So what happened last week though was we ended up gapping down just ever so slightly, made a little bit of a false breakout, and then came back down. So it's not uber bearish yet, only because I would have liked to have seen a larger red body for me to be like, wow, bearish. But so this week, from a bull perspective, I would be, if I were a bull, I'd be very happy above 37.15 or so. I think that'll be like, all right, next leg up, fine, let's go. But it is looking a little heavy just as far as some potential divergence goes. And, I had mentioned before that we had that little bit of divergence here, came back, and then way above it before it turned back again. And it kept kind of going up in different slopes. Here, we actually do have some going down. So I don't think that's very bullish. I could be wrong. All right, let's look at the daily and see whether or not we can make sense of it. So this is interesting, right? Because this candle here, huge bear trap, right? Because everybody was like, ruh-roh, that's a blow off top. Everybody was looking for the blow off top, and then it wasn't. But so now I think bear's hope rests on a close below this star line, which and it's kind of it's not a huge slope here, but for Sunday night / Monday, it's 36.38 or so, 36.39, let's say. If we get a close below that on Monday, then I think it'll start to look like, at least I think we're going to go down to 34.83 or so. If we can get that close below 36.38 down to 34.83. That's a lot. That's a lot, right? I think so. But it's not going to look actually bearish until it gets below this doctor's line, which is 33.97. So let's say 3,400 or so. All right. And from an RSI perspective, we back tested the RSI support. And even though we're above price right now, the price support, we didn't actually hold the RSI support. So again, just kind of a little bearish in my opinion. However, looking at this chart purely from a candles perspective, not bearish at all, just looks bearish to me, probably because I'm biased. Yeah. All right, let's look at NASDAQ. All right, so I drew in two new lines. I know, I'm crazy, but you know what? I do this for myself. So what I did was I took the slope here that I used for this previous bear flaggy type thing, and I added it here, and you can see same deal that we saw in SPX. We got kind of a false breakout. This one looks far more bearish, right? This candle's like, oh no, you didn't. Yeah. And then I drew this candle, this line in here from this previous slope. Gosh knows where I got that from. But it's relevant because it works. So right now we're holding above it. Could it be a wedgie type thing and go and really annoy the crap out of me? Yes, it could. Sure could. We'll see. I think the NASDAQ in particular will start to look bearish on a close below about 12,250 or so, 12,248.69, which was the previous high back here. I don't know why I picked it, just picked it. Looks nice, doesn't it? And we already back tested it twice. So if we get below it now, a close below it, even if we get below it at all, I would be very concerned were I bullish, which I am not. All right, let's look at gold. So gold, I mean, I'm really kind of mad at myself for not trading gold futures because I've pretty much nailed this for the past couple weeks. I had said that if it touches this MA here, this was a good time to scale in. And last week the channel line, my other channel line lined up with this other MA and it just bounced right down. So this would have been a perfect long for me and then a perfect short, which I didn't take either, so I kind of suck. But anyway, so for next week, see where it closed. It if it opens at around the same level or so, there is some wiggle room. I would watch it above 1853 or so. It bounced down from the 9 MA. It's still above the 50 MA, but it bounced down from the 9. So right now, if it gets above 1853 and then goes back below, or 1854 or so, and goes back below, that's going to look a lot like a false breakout to me. And yes, looking at this, do I think it looks bull flaggy? Sure do. I've talked about it a lot. Looked bull flaggy here, looks still bull flaggy, still bull flaggy. So but I'll tell you what, this flag is starting to get a little long. So it either needs to break out or break the F down. I vote break the F down. Yeah, because I think it would hurt the most people that have been bullish all this time, and because I think that it'll get rid of just a lot of the riffraff. However, it could have been a correction by time, so I'll absolutely consider buying it if it gets back above 1854 or so and holds that level. If it doesn't, I'm gonna like a short there for sure. Okay, let's look at silver. Silver's same deal. And, you know, I drew out the Tesla measured move a couple weeks ago, and I think I got pretty close, at least so far. This measured move is also, for silver, is also huge. And this flag is not looking nearly as worn in, wrinkled, I don't know, like tattered in the wind as the gold flag looks to me. However, I'd still like my bargain basement price, and so I will wait to buy silver either if it's above, at this point, 26.56 or so, or if it gets to 20.19, or even better, this 19.67 level. From an RSI perspective, we hit resistance here last week, and then this past week, week before last, and this past week, we're sort of down a little bit. Really needs to get back above that and stay above it for me to be bullish. But I'm just waiting still. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why. I've just felt like it's just, I'm glad I didn't have my money in it this whole time. I really am. Anyway, let's see. I think I did this twice. Okay, let's ignore that one. So let's look at oil. This is oil weekly. I have been very bullish oil for a little bit of time now. Actually, this is oil one day. I was like, what? That doesn't look right. Let me change it. Okay. So I've been a little bit bullish for some time now. Wouldn't be surprised to see a back test coming up. I had actually thought to myself, I was wondering if there might have been a dip last week, but this week will be very instructive. So I think ultimately I'm super bullish oil, but I think if we get a dip, I will buy it. And I think if it does dip along with the indices, that would be a golden opportunity, actually. We'll see. Otherwise, just holding my long and not worrying about a thing. All right, let's look at Joe, which is coffee. So we've gotten some consolidation. We had we had a near miss off of resistance, then a miss right off of resistance, and then some consolidation. And so this is the kind of thing where I said that's why I didn't want to buy my third scale until we were above this level. I was actually hoping that I could buy it on a back test of this line, but we didn't get that quite this past week. It would be ideal to get it next week. So if it goes down to 34.52, I will take my third scale. I'll set a quick stop on that one, although who am I kidding? I'm gonna give it some room. But I would like to buy my third scale here. Otherwise, I'll wait until we get above 36.66 or so, and then I'll look for some continuance. But let's see. Okay, so Natty now. I'm looking at TradingView here. I'm looking at both the weekly and the daily. And you can see this looks a lot like sort of a fractally type thing. It looks a lot like a potential flag or a potential wedge, or who knows what you're drawing in there from a weekly perspective. But the good news for bulls is that last week we didn't just continue. I mean, Natty, you know, Natty can be very nasty to people. So the good news for bulls is we closed above the 20 MA last week. So from a weekly perspective, and then from a daily perspective, I'm going to bring out my old chart, which I have not yet transferred into TradingView, but I'm gonna, because I like TradingView a lot better than my old freebie. So the key line here is, I think I'm going to start over, by the way. I'm going to draw my natural gas chart again from scratch, and so maybe you'll see how I do things. But it really needs to hold this 2.489 line, and above that, the 2.527 line. And if it can do those two things, I'm thinking we have a very good shot. I mean, hopefully it'll only get down to this 2.527 level if it dips. And if it can hold that, I think we'll have a very good shot at hitting 2.89 or so, and potentially a lot higher. Because going back to this, look at this flag here. If this is a flag and if this breaks out, see, I should draw a line. Let me do that right now. It's easy to use TradingView. And if you use it, please sign up via my link, because I get like credit for it. Not that much, but you know, whatever. It's something nice you can do for me. Let's see. So from a flag perspective, let me find the price label. Okay. So from a price perspective, if it gets above, and this would just be on Sunday night / Monday, if it gets above 2.763 or so, that's going to be a breakout. But potentially it could break out Tuesday or Wednesday, or knowing, I mean, you know, who knows. But that's what I'd be looking for, above this 2.763 level. And I mean, I think it's got some room to go. It didn't, however, ever fill completely this gap here that happened. I'm not, you know, I think that was contract rollover or something, but we'll see. Above here, bullish. Otherwise, and always with Natty. All right, that's it. So I'm going to make myself big. Okay, I hope you had a terrific week last week, and I hope this week is even better, and I look forward to seeing you on the interwebs. Okay, bye.